Hello, hello, Mama. Welcome back to Mommy Reboot TV. I'm your host, Jody Agard. Okay, so today I want to talk about how to stop trying to be the perfect mom. Because the truth is letting go of those imperfections and letting go of this crazy idea that we have to be the perfect mom is a form of self-care. And so, what's the perfect mom? It's that person who just gave birth 2 weeks before and dropped all of her baby weight, and now she's back to pre-baby weight, and she's fitting into her awesome sexy jeans, and she's making organic meals, and she's doing cupcakes for their child's classroom, and she has a perfectly clean house, and all the laundry is done. Oh, and by the way, the refrigerator is completely spotless. And the car, there's no McDonald's fries laying around, there's no garbage, there's no dust, there's no spilled drinks, none of that. That's the perfect mom. That's how it shows up for us moms. And it can be so ugly and so debilitating amongst us. So I want to talk about how to get rid of them. Because the truth is that it's an illusion. And I think it's more of an illusion nowadays because there's so much social media. So as we're scrolling through Instagram, as we're going on Facebook, we're seeing like the quote unquote perfect mom on right in our face, right in the pictures. She's perfectly dressed. Her hair is in a cute little messy mommy bun. She doesn't have stuff all over her shirt. Her kids aren't crying. It's like she's perfect, right? And it builds up this illusion that, oh, that's what everybody else is doing. Everybody else all has it together, and I don't. And then you start to feel bad about yourself. But I'm telling you, it's just an illusion. And a part of self-care is recognizing that perfectionism amongst us moms is just an illusion. So here's 3 little steps that you can do to help just eradicate it or dissolve it and to make it feel like it doesn't have such a hard grip on you. Ready? The first one is to remember and try to recall, because you've heard me plenty of times before to know that awareness is everything. So number 1 is going to be the awareness of this little monster that you have inside of yourself. And what you can do is actually even think about, like, come to a vision of what this monster looks like. She might be drooling, she might be like green and ugly, and she might have like snarling teeth and gross, and they're all rotted, and her hair is completely jacked up, and it might be just gray and thin, and she's balding. What does she look like? So create this like visible monster in your mind so that every time this little idea of you not being perfect and you start beating yourself up comes up, then you can bring to mind this ugly monster and say, oh, that's just my ugly monster within myself, and I'm not going to be run by this ugly monster anymore. It helps so much to actually visualize what this ugly monster looks like, because the truth is this idea of perfectionism is an ugly monster. So number 2 is honor your personal values. What are your personal values? For me, my personal values are simplicity, it's comfort, and it's just having an intentional way of living. And that shows up in my daily calendar, in my daily routine, because I'm in alignment with what my values are. Because not a lot of my values are in the fact that the laundry is completely done or that the house is perfect and you can come over and swipe it and you're not going to find any dust. That's not the season that I'm in right now, and I'm just letting that stuff go. We don't live in filth, but at the same time, my house is nowhere near perfect because I'm very clear of what my values are. It's self-care, it's my health, it's spending quality time with my kids. There's certain seasons for everything. So it's really important to get clear on what your own personal values are, because then you can make sure that they're showing up in your calendar. And letting go of this idea that, you have to have a perfect house. And if, at the end of the day, if one of your values is a very meticulous, perfect house, impeculent, I don't know if that's even a word, then that's okay too. Then just know though that some things are going to fall short because that is something you hold to high regard. Okay. Number 3 is own your darkness and your light. So the truth is, Mama, you have both. You have these great things that you're so far exceeding most moms, and then you have these other things where you fall short, and that is okay. Part of self-care is just accepting and embracing your imperfections and not comparing yourself to anybody else but yourself. I always try to say, stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane, because if you try to get in everybody else's lane, it's too stressful. And that's where fear and anxiety and depression and stress and overwhelm lives. And so you want to stay in your own lane, because you ultimately, when you stay in your own lane, you're being authentic to who you are. And the truth is, you're not perfect. You're not perfect. So just own the fact that you're not perfect. Nor am I, girl. Nor is anybody else who might be listening. Nor is anybody else in your circle, your mom friends, the teachers at school, your own parents. Everybody is just perfectly imperfect. And you just have to really own the fact that, yeah, you know what? I suck at X, Y, and Z. That is not my jam. But my jam is, fill in the blank. That's what's most important. So, again, you want to, number one, come up with your perfect monster. Come up with that visual of what that perfect monster looks like, snarling, and come up with an image so that every time that your little idea and your illusion of perfectionism pops up, you can kick the ugly monster out of the driver's seat. Number two, honor your personal values. Come up with your own personal values and make sure that your daily life is in alignment with who you are and what you value the most. Because the truth is, if you value snuggling your infant right now because she's a newborn or he's a newborn, that's okay. Then you know what? You have to let go of the perfect house, because your value is in snuggling your baby and just spending tons of time right now with your baby and your family, or, whatever your season you're in right now. Embrace it. Number three, own your darkness and your light, and just be honest and be real, not just in real life, but also social media. Make sure that you're showing up as authentic as you are, because the truth is, you're not perfect, girl, and that's okay. So the more that you can just embrace it and love on yourself and your imperfections and all, the happier you're going to be. Okay, so if you thought of that perfect mom who struggles with this, again, perfect mom, who struggles with this, please share this with her. If you think that she really could she could really hear this right now, share it with her, send her the link, and share the love. And as always, if you're not already a part of the Mommy Reboot community over at Facebook, we would love to have you. We're just a bunch of non-judgy, awesome moms just learning this whole self-care thing. And part of self-care is letting go of this idea that you're a perfect mom. All right, have a wonderful day. Mwah!